Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Kellen here once again with another Moto product. So we've already taken a look at the Moto X, or new Moto X I should say, and the Moto 360, but now we've got the brand new Moto G. So the original Moto G was unveiled about 10 months ago, and it quickly became Motorola's best-selling smartphone ever. So think about that for a minute. Out of their rich history, the Moto G in 10 months became their best-selling smartphone ever. So they've already got a brand new one, and they've upgraded it in some critical areas. And yeah, we thought we'd take a look. So this device, like the Moto 360, is available now or tonight or whatever time you're watching this. It's available. So September 5th is when it starts to go on sale. $179 is what it's starting at, and you can get it on Motorola's website. It's unlocked and should work on most GSM carriers. No LTE though, it is HSPA. It's also going to be available in a whole bunch of countries. And it'll expand over time. Motorola's sort of pushing these things out more and more. But starting tomorrow, you're looking at India, France, UK, Brazil, Spain, and Motorola's German site. So again, you'll have no problems getting a hold of this for this phone if that's what you want. So let's just do a quick unboxing though, talk about it, and somehow I am in that. So here's the device. We'll look at it in just a second. Also in the box, if you buy a Moto G, the low price of $179, they're not going to give you a bunch of extra stuff. So there is a power cable. While this is booting up, you can see the device actually looks a little bit bigger than last year's model, and that's because it is. So Motorola did a bunch of research and found out that people really like to buy bigger phones than their previous phones. So this one grew up a little bit and is a little bit bigger now. This is black, comes black out of the box, but Moto is sticking with last year's idea of creating swappable back covers. So I've got one here. They're also doing sort of flip style cases that will cover the front as well, but there's a whole bunch of different colors. So you can't go Moto maker personalization like you can with the Moto X, but you can still really customize it by swapping out backs and stuff like that. So kind of cool there. In terms of new stuff, so again, you can see the device is definitely a little bit bigger. The last Moto G was actually quite small. This one's definitely a little bit bigger. So if we talk specs, you're looking at a 5-inch HD display. So that's 720p, not 1080p like the new Moto X. The previous version was 4.5-inch 720p, so it's still the same resolution, it's just bigger. So again, Motorola decided that everyone wants bigger phones, and they're probably right with that. It is 11 millimeters thick. The original was 11.5 millimeters thick, so it's actually a little bit thinner. You have I believe it's the same Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor on the inside, 1 gig of RAM. This is the, I believe, 8 gig version, which is $179. It does have an SD card slot though, so if you want to upgrade that storage, you can do that. Holds up to 32 gigabyte cards. They upgraded the camera, so you got an 8 megapixel camera in the back now. Used to just have a 5 megapixel. You have a 2 megapixel camera in the front, and then of course you have these double front speakers on the front, like the Moto E and like the Moto X. So you've got upgraded speakers, bigger size, bigger display, and a 8 megapixel camera that hopefully will take better pictures overall. The rest of the stuff hasn't really changed all that much. Again, this device is, it's not supposed to be a flagship. It's just supposed to be an affordable phone for prepaid, emerging markets, all that good stuff. But it's definitely worth looking at, especially if you need a phone on the cheap. Trying to see if there's any other thing. So 8 gig and 16 gig versions. Again, 8 gig is $179 and available right now. You got all these sort of swappable cards and all this stuff, or swappable back plates. And so it's definitely an option for those that need an affordable phone. So I did power that on, and you got basically stock Android on here, just like you had with the original. We can go into settings, and you can just see they haven't really messed with much of the stuff. It really does just sort of look like stock Android. It's running Android 4.4.4 already. There's a guaranteed upgrade on this to Android L. So even though it's a $179 phone, Motorola is saying that they're guaranteeing an upgrade to Android L, which is cool once that comes out. It does have an FM radio as well. Should work on almost all GSM carriers. It's not a CDMA phone. Also doesn't have LTE. Don't know if I mentioned that. It's GSM only. There could be an LTE model in the future, but Motorola wouldn't confirm that or not. So GSM here but you know, 179 bucks, those LTE modems could really jack the price up. So yeah, you can buy the Moto G right now if you want, just like the Moto 360. This is the brand new guy. Again, upgraded in all the right places, bigger display if that's your thing, dual speakers, and hopefully a better 8 megapixel camera there in the back. Also has the dimple, sort of that iconic Moto X design. This actually now reminds me a lot of the original Moto X. So yeah, if you got comments, questions about the new Moto G, we will have more if you need it. So keep coming. We got more on the way. We are Droid Life. We're out. Peace.